Golly, Hustle, you looking mighty dark over there, sir.
Hey, need some light. Go into the
No.
light.
Hold on, hold on,
You
hold
are
on,
you
hold
are
on.
fading to black. I don't know what
I'm
you got
working
going
on
on.
it. Hold on.
I know you don't
Yeah,
look
we
like
could
that
be
in
smarting
person. I
off
seen you in
like
person, my
that.
guy.
Doing that ACDC
Jeez.
back in black.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, there we go. We starting to get some. There we
There we
All right,
go.
go.
there we go.
That's what I'm
I
talking.
didn't even know. I
Yeah,
didn't
this-
realize how
shining.
light was.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's nice to see you again, sir. I feel like I ain't seen y'all in a month of Sundays.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, you
It
ain't seen us
has,
in a
it
bit.
has. Hopefully today we're not lagging, and everything is good. We are apologize for any previous technical issues. Welcome back, everybody. I know that we missed y'all, so hopefully y'all missed us. Anyway,
I know we were missed because I had some friends come up to me in person. It's like, yo, when are y'all like gonna be doing episodes again? And I was like, we trying, man. We trying to figure it out.
again, this time it
made a
wasn't on
difference.
me. You know what I'm saying? Normally it's me. Normally I get sick or I get busy. I have been exceptionally busy, so I mean the reprieve has helped me out a little bit. I'm sure it's giving you guys an opportunity to refresh and rebuild. So I hope that you guys came in here with some nice fresh opinions. We are missing our token punching bag. Um
Yeah, he had to go back to work.
but I hope that he will be okay. I hope he's doing well at work or whatever, and he forgot or something like that, or maybe his schedule was just different. Either way, we're here, and tell me what's going on. Today's the first day of Gamescom.
We had
I didn't
some-
even know it was the first day of Gamescom.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that
Oh,
was
I
next
missed
week,
out.
or I thought it was Friday or Thursday, or Thursday. I completely forgot it was starting on a Tuesday. But we had some good stuff shown.
Really, tell me about it.
We had some more gameplay of Ninja Gaiden. We had the new Lego Batman show. We had Game Science guys make Black Myth Wukong announce their next game officially. Black Myth.
Just finished Black Myth Wukong,
Yeah,
and we got Edge. We got
what?
we got edged by Black Myth Wukong for like 3 years.
Longer than that.
Yeah, way longer than that.
Right. Whatever the case may be, it was a long time. So I would hope that they would be halfway through their development by the time they start telling us about their next game.
Well, we also had the craziest announcement to me was that we getting a new Bubsy game.
Yeah.
Remember Bubsy from Super Nintendo, and then they had that terrible Bubsy 3D on PlayStation or 64, PlayStation 1, whatever it was. Bubsy 4D.
Yes, D.
We're getting a He-Man beat 'em up game, like the new Power Rangers one, new Ninja Turtles one coming out.
I did not see that.
Yeah, He-Man, Master Universe, the Dragon Pearl of Destruction. I was just like, all right, bet I'm here for beat 'em ups and He-Man. Cool. We had some more Hollow Knight shown. The Black Ops 7 official trailer came out. Like, okay.
Didn't we just get Black Ops 6?
Yes, we did.
Aren't they going out of order?
They did. I think they did also say they're bringing back co-op campaign though, which is decent because the last couple ones did not have it. If I remember correctly,
that was dumb.
Sekiro's getting an anime, which I posted in our little group chat, which is dope. Dawn of War 4 for the RTS people that like their Warhammer 40k.
I'm worried, but
it looks odd. There was we had the DLC trailer for Indiana Jones.
Yep.
We had Fallout Season 2 trailer. This is all like day one. I'm like, dang, like they just had a lot.
Resident Evil 9. They showed
Yeah, that new trailer. There's a new trailer for Silent Hill. There's a bunch of stuff.
I'm forgetting stuff. I know I am.
Kingdom Come Deliverance two DLC trailer.
World of Warcraft Midnight.
World of Warcraft Midnight for the new next expansion part in this trilogy of expansions they're doing. Cult of the Lamb's getting new content. Like I was like, there was just a lot of like stuff.
Lords of the Fallen 2 was announced. That's another big one.
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen 2. Lords of the Fallen 2.
Which
is
technically the third game franchise, but they don't consider the first one anymore.
They don't consider the first one because Lords of the Fallen was a reboot of the first one wasn't Lords of the Fallen
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a reboot does not count as, you know, a part 2.
Which is weird because I call Lords of the Fallen 2.
It don't matter to them.
The first one didn't. The first one was wiped from everybody's memory because everybody held it as not good.
The first one was low key.
As a Souls-like addict, yeah, it was. I'm not gonna say it was buns, but it could have been better.
It wasn't as good as it could have been. I will say with the Sekiro thing, like, kind of wish they did Elden Ring instead. Because there's so much. There's like so much. No, because
why are you bullying that man?
I'm sorry. I told you. I told you.
Hold on.
He's not even here, and we bullying him. That's how you know it's a real show.
I had to say something. I thought he was out. Listen, I thought he was out. So now I gotta yell at him too.
Try to give him the benefit of the doubt, saying he's tired from work. Then he's like, "Oh, I'm in bed." Like, man, if you don't get,
see, this is why Token gets the energy that we bring to him.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Oh, we also have to. I think we should also give a special shout out to our social media manager.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Our social media manager V, and the fact that it was her birthday yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're saying. Your mic is.
Can you not hear me?
You hear me now? A little too far back. Yeah.
All right, I said I think we should give a special shout out to our social media manager because it was her birthday yesterday. So I'd like to say happy birthday, V. Well, happy late birthday.
You want me to sing?
Oh, you don't gotta sing it.
I mean, if you want.
But thank you for everything
you want to sing.
But thank you for everything that you do for us. Handling all of our social media accounts.
Holding it down, doing all the stuff that we are not as good at doing because we're doing so well.
I'm just saying, she pretty much got into the position, and you know, she's killing it. You know, she's making sure that all our videos get uploaded to all of the different social sites. She's making sure that people know when we're live, and she's making sure that, you know, Discord is taken care of. And at one point, like, yeah, we 100%. You know, she put the team on her back.
Yeah,
she probably put the team on her back more than I do. It was a joke. I'm supposed to laugh.
Yes, quite.
Indubitably. Okay, so there was something that I was looking for you guys to mention that you kind of didn't say. Then we get something. We got like a crossover or something coming, right?
Oh, Helldivers 2 and Halo ODST official full trailer.
Yeah. So
you were talking about Monster.
We got a Monster Hunter crossover too.
We got a Monster Hunter Final Fantasy.
No, that's not as big as.
You know, Halo. That's not the same.
Not as big as Halo and Helldivers. That's
exactly. Which is dope. But I'm not fully surprised. It just makes so much sense when you just look at it on paper because like ODST Shock Troopers and Helldivers are like
the same,
like almost 1-in-1 the same as far as like what their tasks are as like units. So, but it's gonna be cool to see.
But look at it this way: you get to have Helldivers, Hellgas, and ODST in the same group.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's cool as shit.
That's the last like collab stuff I bought. I made sure to get all the Hellgas.
I had to. I was like, let me grab all the stuff. The same way I'm gonna grab all that ODST stuff too.
I haven't loaded up Helldivers 2 in a minute, so whenever that content's up, we'll be like, oh, there we go, and I'm gonna go back to not playing it. Not because I don't like it, but like, I just don't ever have time to play it with people.
So Coop said that there were Easter eggs of the original in the most recent Lord of the Fallen, which is true. there were Easter eggs of the original, but they actually consider it a reboot. So even taking some Easter eggs or, just some content from the original was still okay. But, because it's considered a reboot instead of like a sequel, like it didn't progress the story further or anything like that. They kind of just went in a whole different direction this time. So that's why I say it doesn't really count as it doesn't really count as like a reboot or anything. Or not a reboot. It doesn't count as like a second. They acknowledge, but they don't acknowledge, if that makes sense.
They're like, yeah, the original game was so ass that we just named the second one literally the first one, and now we're naming the third one the second one.
They straight up was like, nobody remembers the first one, just use the same name.
Yeah, no, that's what they did. I'm not mad at them. It's just like I was just mad confused. I was just like, Lords of Fallen 2. I was just like, did they date this wrong? that's the first thing that went through my mind. I was like, yo, okay, I think they dated this trailer wrong. It says it came out today. Did they just re-upload it? I'm thinking it's like, I'm thinking it was like for the Switch 2 or something, right? I go look at it, it's like, oh no, it's a whole new game. It makes sense. I ain't mad at him. Shout to them for forgetting that Buns game from the first one. They clap for themselves.
I'm sorry, I had to give Token a piece of my mind. Because
what do you do?
He's not here. I mean, he was asking questions and we were having banter back and forth, and I would have loved for him to be here to present those questions, because these are questions that the audience may have. These are things that the people may like to know. I don't know what his questions were. I'm not in his brain. I didn't write them down.
He's like, I'm in bed.
Now I feel like he's shirked his responsibility. Anyway, I'm a little late on this, but good evening, everyone. Welcome to Start Button. This is a safe haven for geeks, nerds, blurs, gamers, dweebs, and people of the gaming culture and nerd industry. We are your wonderful hosts. Here we have Mr. Hustle Simmons. We have Mr. Raijin.
Yep.
And of course myself, King Anarchy, also known as Tones. Bringing a different kind of energy to you today. We just want to make sure that we bring you the entertainment as well as the education. Today we're going to be talking about gaming crossovers and, how different things are reshaping gaming as we know it going forward. Now, before we get into the real nitty gritty, since we've bantered for a little while, and we've got to make sure that you guys are comfortable with us again, and let you see some of our personality. I will ask that if you're present now in this chat, feel free to ask questions. I am going to be paying attention to the chat, try to read off any questions that we get, anything of the sort. But prior to that, what we're going to do is we're going to ask a question of the day. Our question of the day, because we talked about Helldivers and Halo ODST having crossovers into the other consoles. If PlayStation releases major games beyond its own consoles, how would that influence your platform loyalty? And could something like Game Pass or even Nintendo change the game?
So effectively, like, if we were doing like day one, like Ghost of Yotei on PC, like in a sense, or like this is an example because that's the next like big PlayStation that's coming out. I don't know if it would change a platform loyalty. Like, I think I would still want to have the PS5 just for like, because sometimes I just like, even though I game probably 60-40, like more than a PC, I still like having that couch time on the TV. So I probably still would have a PlayStation and now a Switch 2, which actually got some use as Donkey Kong was dope.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't think I would sway my console loyalty, I guess, because it still is PlayStation for the most part.
It still has its own like single player. Like like I don't think single player games are gonna be coming out for the X. I could be wrong. That single player games may come out on the Xbox, but like for Helldivers, it makes sense to be on as many platforms as possible. It's a multiplayer game, and this is how you keep a game alive. Just put it on as many platforms as possible. Hell, put it on the Switch too if you can.
I mean, they probably could.
Yeah. Expand out. It wouldn't change my. I don't have at this point in time, because I have a PC. I don't have platform loyalty. It's like whatever's there is there. Like I would rather all these games be available on PC, especially Nintendo stuff. But that's not.
So what you're saying is that if you could have everything on PC, you wouldn't buy a console ever again.
I would probably.
I think he got you. I think he got you. See, I still like having that couch time, playing recently. Like I was playing Donkey Kong. I think I played Donkey Kong Bonanza like maybe 2 hours total off the dock out of like the 22-ish hours I put in the game. Yeah. I'm still gonna go like 100% it, but I still like playing it on the TV. Like it looks great on the big screen. So I still like having that console to TV experience.
Well, not only that too, but like if I want to play like a fighting game or something like that, and I have people coming over that want to play it, I'm not gonna do it on a PC. I'm gonna do it on a console. It's just easier.
Yeah, and there still is those like experiences. Like I know some people that like get together for Just Dance nights or like Jackbox nights on console. Like, granted, you could still do it on PC, but unless you got to work in Steam Link or you got your PC hooked up to the TV, it's a little bit more annoying to Jackbox. Do it on the Switch or your PlayStation, Xbox, set up on the TV. It's a little bit easier. So I felt like
Rock Band is coming back. So
I did see that. No, is it Rock Band or is it Guitar Hero coming back? I thought it was Guitar Hero coming back.
It was Guitar Hero. One of those things is coming back.
So no more consoles for you.
What? No, I said I would still have a console because there's still things I want to do on it because I want to do like couch co-op. I'm doing it on a console. I ain't doing it on no damn PC.
When's the last time you turned on your PlayStation?
Yesterday. Actually, no. Today. Literally like a couple minutes ago.
Did you play a game?
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
Nice. Even though you have it on PC.
I don't have Monster Hunter on PC.
Oh.
First off, hold on. Wait. Because I game share with APOC. Me and him go half on games. That's not the same. I mean, I could buy it on PC if I wanted to. I'm glad I did. Actually, another reason why I have a console still, don't know if the PC version might be fucked.
Might be what?
Might be fucked up. The PC version.
True.
Yeah.
Because apparently the PC version of Wilds is not optimized.
Yeah, they just released, like, they just literally had a press statement saying, like, we're still sorry about the PC performance of Monster Hunter Wild PC. I'm like, that's crazy. It
usually takes a year for them to come out with a PC version.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why I haven't been playing Wilds. The other reason is because, Coop said that it's ridiculously easy.
I mean, I haven't played against the 9-star monsters yet. That's
what up, Doji? You can slide on in here if you want.
Oh, there you go.
You can slide on in here if you want.
Special guest appearance.
I gotta get the HR 100 so I can unlock the 9-star monsters.
True.
No.
So, would you say that you had any form of platform loyalty in the past?
Yeah.
Like, I've always been a PlayStation guy. Like PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5. When the original PlayStation came out, I was anti-PlayStation. I was a Nintendo 64 guy.
That's a weird one to go with.
See, I think I've always primarily played on PlayStation. Like I never had I skipped Xbox, which was weird. So I had a real OG Xbox. Never had a 360, but my brother had a 360. So, but I had the PS3. So we were still in the same house.
My brother had the OG Xbox, and that's how I got my Xbox gamer tag.
From me,
originally? And then I got an Xbox One for a little bit, but then
never would have done that.
I got it for a good deal when
still never would have done that.
Oh yeah, you did get it.
I got a real good deal. It was when the Taken King DLC dropped for Destiny 1, which is
when they was trying to force everybody to get that Connect with the Xbox, and they said, "Oh no, these games you can't share, you can't buy physical games and play them on other places." I was like, Yep, you lost me.
Oh yeah, but then when that DLC was,
they backtracked
on it. It was like 2.5 years, 3 years after the Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they backtracked on it, but that was when they lost me off that console completely.
For me, I was originally like a Sega dude.
I was too.
Because once I got to play Sonic the Hedgehog, I was just like, oh my god, I love Sega.
I didn't have a Nintendo.
Super
Nintendo. I had a Sega Genesis. So my childhood was literally Sonic. I still have my Sega Genesis from my childhood.
After the Dreamcast, and that was like the end of Sega making hardware, like I was then strictly PlayStation to an extent, which I also had an Xbox as well too.
I don't like on TikTok. Sorry, like as I was talking about the Dreamcast stuff like that, said that like, and I had a real brief comment on the guy's post. I was like, the Sega Saturn's the reason why the Dreamcast died. They're like, no, it wasn't. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's literally they tried to course correct with the Dreamcast, but they lost too much money on the Saturn.
Yeah,
it was too little, too late. It's literally like direct causation of the death of the console team at Sega. But it was like random
that's very true. So then after, like once we got to like the PS3 era, and they were like $599 US, I was like, nope, gonna go be an Xbox dude now. And I was an Xbox dude for a while until my second Xbox 360 red ringed, and I was just like, yep, I'm gonna just go get me a PlayStation 3 and just. I never trusted Microsoft after that.
It sounds like you spend more money. You know, you don't have to buy like 3 different versions of the same console.
Hold on. Let's not act like them first generation PS3s wasn't yellow lighting of death.
Yeah, but the percentage was way lower.
Way lower.
Yeah, that was way.
Remember mine finally
repaired 5 red rings of death. That was how I got a 360. Was a repair of red rings of death, and once I repaired one, dude was like, "You can have it." I was like, "Okay."
My launch day PS3 finally died the week before GTA 5 came out, and I was just I was like, I just need to buy the PS3. I just need to buy a PS3 Slim. I can't wait.
That's crazy. We're gonna get a PS6 before we get GTA 6.
One was fire though. That thing was amazing. That's why I ended up buying
you ain't at this rate, Tone. You're not wrong.
We can go on forever about what we're gonna get before we get GTA 6.
Hey, I told you what my before X is. It's like we're gonna get blah 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 before Mega Man X9 because it's been 20.
We are literally getting a League of Legends card game before we get GTA 6.
Listen.
And a fighting game.
We can make GTA 6 jokes, but it's like, you know, we're possibly gonna get GTA 6 before we get Across the Spider-Verse.
We are getting it. That's not coming out till 2027.
Yeah. You just hurt his entire heart because he forgot.
Although we are going to get more K-pop Demon Hunters, I believe that.
I actually need to watch that.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a dope anime movie on Netflix. So it's a Spider-Verse animation team. It's literally exactly how it sounds. K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a female K-pop band hunt demons, but in that Spider-Verse animation style.
I don't know that I'm a fan of K-pop, but I like Demon Hunters and Spider-Verse. So
when get down with it, I honestly think that you would get down with K-pop Demon Hunters.
Probably. When? So anyway, if you prefer to play your games on a specific console in any specific generation, why did you play there instead of the other place? Like, for instance, why did you play PlayStation instead of Nintendo 64 or 360 instead of PlayStation 3? I mean, Hustle, you already told us that the PlayStation 3 was more expensive, so that makes sense. But, like, what influences a person's brand choice? Like, I'll tell you like this. When I got the N64, everybody's argument was, why'd you get that? PlayStation has more games.
I mean, I had both, so I didn't have that problem.
Not everybody was a rich brat.
I was the only child. That's why I was able to get it.
So yeah, everybody was like, PlayStation got more games. I had to make a choice, one or the other. Like, I had a whole a Christmas crash out, because I told my mom I wanted a Nintendo 64, and she came in and said that she got me a PlayStation. So I had a whole Christmas crash out. Put a hole in the wall and everything. Went to bed early with no dinner and everything.
Yo, she messed your whole Christmas up.
Oh, and then she actually had gotten the Nintendo 64. She just liked to play pranks on us like that.
I don't think.
But I legitimately had a whole Christmas crash out.
Isn't the prank supposed to be like, oh, hey, here's a PlayStation box, but inside of it is a Nintendo 64?
No, she told us, I'm not getting you the Nintendo, I'm getting you the PlayStation. I had a whole Christmas crash out.
How's that a prank? That's just blatantly not listening to you. That's not a prank. That's just like, she just straight up didn't listen to you.
I mean, she still got the Nintendo and did not get the PlayStation.
Wait, when did she get it?
Christmas.
Okay.
What I'm saying is prior to Christmas, she says, I'm not getting the Nintendo. I can't find it. So I'm just going to get you a PlayStation.
Okay. All right.
I
thought Christmas. No, I thought Christmas Day. She straight up
beforehand
got you a PlayStation and not Nintendo 64. I was like, damn, that's disrespectful.
So yeah, I've had a whole Christmas crash out before. But I really wanted a Nintendo, and I was super happy when Christmas actually did come, even though it was one of the worst controllers ever designed. I had the Nintendo 64 with the gold controller with Automobile Lamborghini, and I was excited because Lamborghinis were my favorite car of all time. And like I had the N64 with the special edition. I was lit. And that's probably the only console that I don't have currently. Well, that and PS2.
Bro, have you seen how much some limited edition Nintendo 64s cost on eBay?
No.
Oh, hella expensive. Like if you want
that's because they break easy.
If you want like an unsealed, what is it? The Pokemon Nintendo 64 that has like Pikachu on it, and
or the Donkey Kong one,
right? That's like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, they didn't make that many of them.
My N64 failed because the expansion bay, the expansion slot area, it burnt out. And so the console would not work anymore. Like literally the console would not power on any longer. So I had to get rid of it.
I always thought that was wild that like they actively built it to have like an expanded RAM slot.
Because they knew what they were doing. Well, not in terms of
the Nintendo Switch should have been built in with an expanded RAM slot.
But then it makes you wonder, was it purposely underpowered? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think so. It was just the fact that it was running cartridges.
Yeah.
And so when they started putting more data on the cartridges, they kind of had to expand the accessible RAM, but they probably started with that expansion slot was probably supposed to be able to house other things.
True.
Not just RAM.
That's true.
Like somebody comes up with a brilliant idea. We are talking Nintendo, and Nintendo is full of gimmicks in my book, but we are talking Nintendo. So, you know, when you have all of these expansion slots and all these extra bays and this and that, like it just, Nintendo's with the gimmicks. They like, oh, it's a gimmick. Let's try it. And we'll make it work. Like, come on now. You made a console with a handle on the back of it.
Even with the handhelds, think about how many attachments you have for the Game Boy, the Color, the Pocket.
The fact that you made a Game Boy Color and that was actually a gimmick. Then the back of the Game Boy, so now you have the Game Boy Advance.
I mean, to be fair, the Game Boy Color did have its own games that you couldn't play on the original Game Boy and stuff like that.
So did the Advance, but that's what I'm saying. Like adding a backlight now. So first we make color, then we make a backlight.
Well, don't forget the first Advance didn't have a backlight. You had to get the SP to have a backlight.
Yeah,
like utilizing these different things, these are selling points, and Nintendo has always been smart because they've always utilized certain selling points from something that may have been missing in their first iteration of something that they put out previously.
The Advance.
You want to bring your console to your friend's house? We put a handle on the back of it. We made it smaller. It's a cube now, and they still put an expansion slot on that.
No, that wasn't an expansion slot. There was the modem.
The slot that's on the bottom is this an expansion slot?
Oh, that's
no, that was the modem
in terms
slot.
of like expanding the functions of said thing, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the bottom slot of the GameCube
was a area on the bottom of the GameCube where you can remove the door and put something attached.
That was used for two things, but you didn't need it for any major.
But I'm just saying, like,
whereas,
the fact
on the 64,
things.
Yeah, whereas on the 64, you needed that to play Majora's Mask. You needed that to play Donkey Kong 64.
Yep.
Otherwise, in any other like bigger games by that, or like the original Sin and Punishment, if you were in Japan, you needed to have that expansion thing. It did not run. And whatever, there's some other big ones I forget, but
that's a good one. V. Whatever my mama could afford, so it was GameCube and Xbox. That's a good one. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I love my game.
That actually does make sense.
Now, with titles not being locked to consoles, do you still buy consoles in the future?
Like I said, my reason now for having a console is I don't know if the PC version
is going to be good.
Optimized.
I'm probably still going to buy consoles. I'll probably stay with a PlayStation, whatever the newer version of the PlayStation is. I travel quite a bit, so between my Switch and my Steam Deck, my handhelds always get a little bit of press. You know what I mean? Like, they always get some use. Even if it's not every day, they get use. So that's me. And Raijin already said that he would buy consoles.
And also, not gonna lie, because luckily I played through Game Pass. If I bought Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers on Steam and didn't have it on Game Pass, I would have been livid because that game was running like ass. They had to put out like 8 patches in the first like 3 days just to get that game.
I was tripping too. I was just like,
nah. And even after all the patches, it still ran like ass. By the time I got to the end of the game, I was like, come on now.
So if you could play all your games wherever you wanted to, and you still were able to play with all of your friends, where would you play them now? Like, no restrictions.
Dreamcast. Now I'm joking. Honestly, like, if I could no similar features, no questions, I think I would probably still want to play it on a console. Like, if I could still have like the ease of use of like communicating on Discord or live streaming, setting stuff up on a console, I would do it on a console, I think. But because not that I don't like my setup, I like my setup, my game PC, but sometimes like I just sit on the couch and like even though I can stream my Steam games to my TV, like it's still got that latency and everything like that. But it's like at that point I'm effectively just playing a console because I'm playing with a controller, just accessing my PC games on a TV. So in essence, I'm just playing a console still at the same time.
Yeah, like I can't have a PC and not have at least a controller hooked up to it for certain games. Because I'm sorry, I'm not playing a driving game with the mouse and keyboard. I refuse to. That's not happening. I'm sure there are people out there who do it.
I mean, you could always,
I can't do it.
Get yourself a steering wheel and become the next license.
True, but that's expensive.
For the good steering wheels, yeah, you paying some money.
I'd like that one day. Controller works. Action games, fighter. Come on, fighters. You have to have at least a controller, minimum controller. Obviously, ideally,
fight stick,
joystick, or hitbox.
Okay. I mean, me personally, so even though I love my gaming PC, I'm glad that I got it. And I game on it, and I got, the wide monitor. Something about being able to play on my television, you know what I'm saying, and not have my PC pumping heat all over my legs, or filling the entire room with heat, making it 10 degrees hotter than what it really is. It's kind of comforting. But at the same time, the uniform specs on a console being kind of lower than what I'm used to on my PC, like there's pros and cons to each side. I probably play a lot of my games on PlayStation when I'm able to play games. My life lately has not coincided with the ability to play games as often as I would like, but it is what it is.
I still think you should have both.
Have what?
For the sake of you don't know
both,
which.
He said.
Because just for the sake of you don't know which version of the game is going to be the best version of it.
Well, that's if you can, because remember, we are currently in the age where PCs are kind of phased out. If you're not a gamer, if you're not a gamer, you're probably not going to have a PC in your house. A work laptop,
who work from home.
A work laptop, maybe.
Yeah, more laptop. I think has a laptop install base past home PCs. I think it has now.
It?
I think it has.
Bro, I work from home. I work off of a laptop. Most people who work from home work off of a laptop, company issued laptops. Or if you're a coder or something, yeah, maybe you need a PC. But that's again a job specific thing. But 9 out of 10 times, the home PC is not for family use any longer.
That's true. Yeah, I would say that the
kids come up on iPads and cell phones. You know, you use your mobile devices to watch your videos. You know, you use your mobile devices for your entertainment, your mobile games, things of that nature.
Yeah, basically just everything that used to be the whole take turns on the family PC thing, that's all gone. Everyone's got their own phone or their own tablet or even their own laptops or something, or run everything off the TV now for the most part. Yeah. It's like
shame.
Oh, I sometimes go back. It's like, is it that I don't like kids having like the crazy amount of screen time, like, because some parents just like use it to parent their kids. It's like that's a whole other discussion. But I mean, that's just where the times are going.
That's true. Your phone is basically a computer in itself now, compared to the old days where it's like you needed separate devices to do separate things. Oh, you wanted to listen to music, you need a CD player or cassette player or then MP3 player. Now your phone does MP3s, videos, all that stuff. Camera.
Let's look at some of the comments.
Where you went out with a backpack with a bunch of stuff in it.
Let's look at some of the comments here and see what they got over here. So none of the early consoles could hold on to their battery cover. Nintendo was definitely famous for you always lost your battery cover.
And the Game Gear, that little.
Yep, Game Gears too. As long as consoles are still cheaper than the PC that can run my modern games smoothly, there will always be a market for consoles.
I always try to tell people that are those hardcore, obnoxious PC gamers, like, why would you use the PC? It's like, look, I got an expensive ass gaming PC myself, but I can get the same enjoyment out of paying a fraction of the cost.
EP says, I'll stick with the consoles because I like the couch. So, I mean, we have a lot of... We got a lot of
that's why I was saying.
Like the couch.
If you could have both, cool, ideally. But if a console makes more sense for your lifestyle and your budget, just get a console. It's fine.
So,
I mean, I don't know about right now due to the prices of them rising up because of tariffs, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, just go with a console. You'll be fine.
Well, I didn't want to actually come back with something heavy. You know, I didn't want to come back on heavy topics. I wanted to keep it light, keep it fun, keep it casual, make sure that everybody could enjoy themselves, make sure that our audience was entertained. But next week, I'm thinking maybe we pull out some spice.
Next week, we're doing elbow drops.
Maybe
on the top rope.
Maybe because there's 100% something that I think we can talk about that I don't know. I just don't want us to get canceled for it.
I mean, we can get canceled for a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to get in your head. Like, what's he talking about?
Especially when Token's on here.
Roblox.
Oh. I mean, I am down to talk about that.
I'm down for this.
Many things need to be said. Many things need to be said about that debacle. God damn.
It does need to be said because
we'll dive into it next week, and we'll address the Roblox situation. For those of you who are parents and have kids, just the best thing that I can say, if you care about your kids, monitor your kids. Monitor, you know, what they're doing and what they have, and what people are trying to do to them. Not necessarily what they're doing, but Roblox is going through some things right now. So we'll talk about it next week. We'll get into more details, but for now, we're going to keep it on task. So I want to move into our actual first topic of the night. We're probably not going to be able to cover everything, or we'll probably start blending. But so basically, Sony's SVP, Sadahiko Hayakawa, recently said that PlayStation is shifting from a hardware-centric to from a hardware-centric company or platform to a community-based engagement business. So this means that it's going to be a strategic pivot that is going to go beyond console exclusivity. Now, we know that the two people who were holding on to exclusivity really tight were Nintendo and PlayStation. So the reason that we know that, aside from his statement, that PlayStation is shifting over to being multi-platform is because there have been job listings for things like senior director of multi-platform and account management, so we definitely know that they plan on, managing PlayStation Studios across multiple platforms. It's possible it could be Xbox, Nintendo, mobile, anything, but we do know that they are planning on releasing PlayStation games amongst the different platforms. Helldivers 2, which we talked about earlier, was originally a PC and PS5 exclusive, and now it's officially launching on Xbox in August of 2025, so this month, with full crossplay. And so that is literally and essentially PlayStation's evolving strategy. At minimum, putting their multiplayer games on multiple platforms. I think it's a smart move because it garners a larger audience. Now, as we asked earlier, how does this shift actually affect brand loyalty, exclusivity, and the value proposition of owning a PlayStation console? Like, what does that do for your average consumer?
I think at that point it just depends. They're going to be looking. People at that point, if everything's going to be, let's say the doors floodgates open up, everything's just cross-platform all day. It's basically just be, all right, which of my friends has the most of what console?
Has the most what?
Has the most of what console? Like, do more of my friends have Xbox?
Do you have to?
That's how a lot of people chose.
That's how most people chose, and I still would like to think there will still be something, like, because at that point, what's the point of making any consoles if there's not going to be some kind of perk for using that console in some way, whether it be Game Pass or whether it be, PlayStation Plus is all right compared to Game Pass, but it gets some solid games. But I think Game Pass is the better product right now.
We'll definitely talk about Game Pass because I have questions about that too. So what do these policies do for the player?
Well, I mean, if you're someone who doesn't really care about brand loyalty, you just have a console that, like, let's say you have an Xbox, you want to play Helldivers, you now have access to that, so you have access to a wide range of games that you didn't.
Buying the Series S was definitely a lot easier than buying a PS5 or an Xbox One, Series X. Sorry, because they were more available.
And in my opinion, I think it's better because now you have gaps filled in certain areas game-wise, right? Because, let's say if you're a PlayStation owner and you were looking for something really good, like a really good racing game that wasn't like Gran Turismo and Super Simulation, but like a really good kind of arcade racer game, but Need for Speed isn't out yet, like a new version of Need for Speed isn't out yet. But, oh, hey, look, Forza Horizon 5 is out. A big open world arcade racing game with tons of customization. Now, because it's on the PlayStation, you have that to fill in that gap between here to the next Gran Turismo or the next Need for Speed. And if they put Halo, which is apparently going to be happening, Halo's going to be happening on PlayStation, that's good. There is no solid, good first-person shooter on PlayStation at the moment because we haven't gotten a new Resistance. We haven't gotten a new
Killzone.
It's a first-person shooter because PlayStation has access to Call of Duty, which is one of the greatest first-person shooters of all time.
It used to be.
But I'm saying, like, if you're tired of Call of Duty, what options do you got? First-person shooter.
Battlefield.
Well, now you have Battlefield.
Well, now you have Battlefield. Remember 2042?
You had Battlefield before.
Yeah, and everyone hated 2042 for the first 2 years of that game.
I never said it was good. You just said
he said good shooter.
I said good shooter.
Okay, Overwatch.
If you're someone who plays COD, you're not looking to play a hero shooter.
I mean, are there other options on other places? Good options.
Good options, not many.
I mean,
but Halo is a good shooter.
I think what he's getting at is like
the PlayStation Halo is good. Give me a good Xbox One.
I mean, Halo is good enough. There's still people playing it. Like
we all played Halo. I mean, there's still people playing everything.
Yeah,
I'd rather play Halo than Splitgate 2.
Splitgate was exclusive?
No, I'm saying I'd rather play Halo over Splitgate 2 because Splitgate 2 is available for PlayStation.
Yeah, but it wasn't exclusive.
All 20 people who are still playing it. Just saying. I'd rather if I was a PlayStation guy, I do own a PlayStation. I'd be happy to have Halo. You wouldn't?
I played Halo Infinite right along with you, sir.
You didn't enjoy playing Halo Infinite?
I did for a little while.
Let's not lie there. So the campaign was good.
No, the core gameplay was good. It was just mad limited.
That battle pass was.
So y'all hated it?
That battle pass was buns,
dude.
It was a forever
forced myself to finish that campaign. I forced myself to finish that
campaign.
No, but
I had to pay for it. Then why am I playing them? Why?
The point of Halo is to have good campaign and good multiplayer. This game didn't have either. So,
you enjoyed the
like the thing with a lot of shooters that aren't Call of Duty, it's like I'm either going to get a dope, like you might rarely get both. Like the last good multiplayer shooter I remember that's not Call of Duty or Halo when Halo was in its good day that had good campaign and good multiplayer was Titanfall 2, but EA did not support that game.
Yeah.
What else is new? It's EA, sir.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. Where it's just like, that's the last time I remember, oh, damn, they hit on both cylinders. This game's dope. And they're like, it was like, people enjoying this a little too much, though.
Right. Anytime that people enjoy something from EA, they go, nah.
Cross it all down and go make a Star Wars game, which granted.
Yo, I will not. Wait, I ain't taking a Jedi Survivor.
No. I'm saying Jedi Survivor is amazing.
And Fallen Order slander. Because, yeah, Respawn did, course direct and make those two dope games. And even Apex was great the first, year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
But then the EA going to EA and did a lot of weird changes to that game.
Just made that the focal point as opposed to releasing Titanfall 3 like everyone wanted. It's like, bro, when the popularity is starting to dwindle for Apex, just release Titanfall 3. That's what people wanted. You could just done that. I think they were too busy catering to streamers.
Honestly, that has kind of been a negative impact to a lot of multiplayer games the past couple years. It's like listening to streamer commentary.
So does this multi-platform focus actually have an impact on the bottom line for games? So pricing, do we think that things being available in more places means that we could see better pricing? Because remember that we were all complaining that pricing went kind of crazy, even though looking at some old KB Toy ads and some old Toys R Us ads, pricing was nuts.
That was the Wild West back then. Now I looked at the price, I was like, bro, damn near $100 for it. Are you serious?
I remember some shops was selling Link to the Past for $90, $110.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro, it was lawless in the 90s.
Absolutely nuts. I didn't paying about $70 and then come to look at Genesis games for $90. I was like, what?
XP was $80 something.
I had to beg to get Earthbound. because that was like $150 when it came out.
And then we're talking, and then we're not even talking about current inflation. The value of the dollar then versus the value of the dollar now. You know what I'm saying? Back then, gas would cost you anywhere from 79 cents to $1. You know what I'm saying? So just the price of everything then was much less. So for you to have video games that were $100 back then, and then I'm thinking like, all right, I'm used to video games being $50 and they were like $30 on PlayStation. Yeah, you had those games that were like $30, but you also had those games that were like $80, $90. And so like seeing is how we now have a more centralized pricing on games. Do we think that because there'll be more marketability for certain games, especially when they're no longer exclusive, we can actually end up having a better pricing model? Do you think that could cause the price to go down, or is it just going to be one of those corporate greed moments where it's like, well, they'll pay for it, so charge them whatever?
On paper, they should put out games for less, but they're not, because there's always that age-old thing with consumerism, capitalism. If they'll pay the higher price, why do we lower it?
Yeah.
True.
Because assuming the speculations are true about GTA 6 being $100, which I still don't think is gonna happen.
I think that game is gonna be $90 when it comes out.
I think 80s where they're gonna try to push it.
Like, I'm saying minimum 90. And like, hey, let's come back in a year and a half. What's it, September next year? Got to push back to, or August, whatever it is.
Yeah. Like I hope we're wrong and that does not actually happen, because I'ma hate it if it does.
But you got something to share with the class?
I go buy it.
He don't want me to say it. I said it before, and he don't want me to say it.
What?
GTA 6 120.
Oh no.
And I told him he'd still buy it.
$120. I can see it happen. The sad thing is, I could see it happening. I don't want it to happen, but it's like that would be disgusting.
I'm weak, all right? Listen. It's either I buy it or I have the game spoiled for me all over the fucking internet. I'll probably go buy it. I'll be real with you. Depending on what's in the collector's edition, I'm probably gonna buy the collector's edition.
200.
Nah, that collector's probably gonna be like $400.
If it's got some crazy shit in it, I ain't gonna lie.
We don't get good collector's editions anymore, man. Is that the 2000s?
No, GTA always put out good collector's editions though. 4 and 5 were great. I missed out on 5 though. I didn't get a chance to reserve it.
I had to buy a whole new console, so I couldn't get the collectors for 5.
So, would you rather buy your games, or would you want them available on like streaming platforms like Game Pass, so that you have access to? Okay.
We had a discussion about this in the car ride over.
Obviously, we know that physical games kind of trumps it all, but
But the thing is, we're not gonna have the choice anymore. Look at how the game, how the game keeps.
And now that they can revoke your license even when you get a physical game, it's still.
That's honestly why I've just been buying mostly digital stuff for Switch too. It's like you get the game key cards, but we can disable your game key card. I'm like, so what's the point of this cartridge? What is this for?
Like, dude, this sucks though.
It's so that people can have the notion that they have something physical.
Man, I'll 3D print a fake game case for myself. Like,
might as well.
It's like, oh, what game you got? It's like, what's there? There's nothing in it. It's like, yeah, because I bought digital. Why you got the game case? For the illusion, all right? I want to be nostalgic, like I got a case for the game, all right?
It's a game key.
Plus, what if they put it on Game Pass and then 6 months later, it's like, all right, well, we're taking it off of Game Pass now.
That's the thing. This is okay.
And you gotta buy it anyway.
You are mentioning now my beef with streaming media.
Well, nothing is on Game Pass forever, obviously.
Yeah, nothing's on any streaming platform forever. You know how many songs I have on Spotify now that are like delisted and taken off? It's just like,
I don't know how many songs you have, but I know how many songs I have that are on Spotify and delisted.
I hate it. Like, that's the problem with streaming platforms is nothing lasts forever on there. Just one little flip of the switch in terms of like someone didn't pay the right royalties or a license has ended.
Like, but now they stop. The masters are owned by some other company now. Like
but now
the masters are owned by another company.
They stop putting ways that you can utilize your physical media. Stop manufacturing that stuff. They stop making cars with CD players and cassette players because nobody has cassettes anymore. But like they stopped putting CD players in cars. They stopped putting they stopped doing all of that other stuff.
The only physical thing making a comeback is vinyls.
Yeah.
Correct. And I can almost guarantee you that sooner or later, you know, whatchamacallit is going to come up later too.
What? CDs?
Now CDs are going the way. So CDs are almost phased out. Except
they have lower sound quality than vinyls do.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. If you're an audio person, you would want to have access to vinyls because you're getting the best sound quality. Still. Also, it's an old technology. It still has the best sound quality.
Oh, there's way too many people out there thinking they're Anthony Fantano and thinking like, I listen to Lossless FLAC File, blah, blah, blah. Like, just listen on Spotify. Shut up. Like, you're not. Yeah, there's no hate to Anthony Fantano, but it's like there's so many people that like try to like mimic how he talks about music, and it's like he's on a whole other tier than you. Like, just stop it.
He's my go-to when it comes to like an album review.
You good, Tom? Look like some shenanigans afoot.
You look bewildered.
Yeah, because as we were talking, all of a sudden, music started playing, or something like that, and so it was a quiet whisper of music, and I'm like,
"Was your house on it?"
No. So anyway, I was like, "Where's this noise coming from?" And I'm listening. I'm like, "It's coming from my left." But my clock radio is off, and I don't know of any other radios over there. And my phone is right here to my right. Turns out, I think my Google thingy thing is plugged up, and it's and I'm like, why?
Shenanigans afoot.
Correct. We didn't say any keywords. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So,
open up.
Now, looking at the job listing that they were talking about with the senior director of multi-platform and account management, I kind of wanted to go a little bit into the details of what a senior director is. So, basically, to give a little bit of context of what a senior director of account management really does. They're actually looking for a senior director of multi-platform and account management, and that's a role that goes beyond porting games and speaks to deliberate strategic expansion. So they're looking to place commercial strategy and PlayStations across non-PlayStation platforms, including Steam, Epic, Nintendo, Xbox, and mobile. They're also doing the mid-range commercial planning, so out of the year planning, balance short-term launches with long-term growth, full cross-functional alignment. So as a commercial liaison for the production heads and studio leads, they're ensuring that everyone's on the same page for multi-platform releases. In addition, they are the go-to for market execution, so collaborating with marketing, production, publishing teams to design launch campaigns and life cycle incentives for titles on various platforms. And they also handle platform partnership management. So they develop and manage partnerships across all the major ecosystems and build coordinated promotional efforts with platform holders. It's a leadership position, and so this is pretty much what they're looking to kind of do when it comes to pushing forward that whole PlayStation library. So that's a thing, So wow, when I just looked at the pay range, estimated base pay is between $246,000 and $369,000 a year, depending on location and experience level.
Shit. Damn.
Where's that application?
Slide it over my way.
Their experience, they want 10 years plus in games, publishing, digital media, or platform-facing commercial roles, ideally with global account management. And professional skills, you need to have strong analytical capabilities, commercial instincts, negotiation, communication, and proven ability to collaborate across creative and business teams. And they also want a specific leadership style. So they want strategic, adaptable, decisive, and results driven, and adept at balancing immediate tasks with long-term goals.
I mean, technically, considering we've all been working in
I got vibes though.
Wait, what?
I got vibes though.
No, I mean, if you think of it this way, considering individually, I think all three of us have handled gaming media for what, over 10 years?
That sounds big name.
I don't know. Hey, listen,
that's just to look at the position and how that's happening. Helldivers 2 is technically the first test case. So, would you say that Helldivers 2 being released on Xbox is kind of like a proof of concept, or is it like the start of a bigger trend? Like, do we think that this is going to be something that Sony is going to sustain?
I think they're going to.
I feel like at this point they have to. Like it'd be so much waste. I feel like it'd be so much wasted money to not like stick through with it.
Listen, maybe multi-platform means more money that you get to make.
So that's the other question. Does this really mean more money for Sony? Because now you're diverting your resources away from making sure that you sell your own consoles, and you're diverting your resources away from what you've been using at home to now push out efforts to everyone else too, which means that now you also have to meet their console specifications, which means that now your first party games may not necessarily be catered directly towards the PlayStation, but now you're going to have to get information on these other consoles to make them compatible as well.
Well, okay, so in the case of Sony, right, I can see them doing it mostly with multiplayer games, because that's easier to specify for PlayStation, Series X, Series S. I don't see them doing that with something like, let's say, Ghost of Yotei, which is very specific. Like, you want the best of the best of the best quality, with minimal problems, right? That's probably going to be PlayStation 5 only, and not going to be on Series X, Series S, because the whole deal is
at least for a year.
X has to be made on the S2. Look, I commend them for that, but I do think more often than not that kind of holds back a lot of games, because like you're kind of strangleholding developers into developing for a weaker system that they have to develop for if they want to sell it on the stronger system. I don't particularly like that. I get it. Want to make sure that the weaker system gets supported. Understand it. It's a cool effort. I don't think it's realistic if you want the highest quality games in the long term. That's just my thought on it.
So what changes from the industry would be player friendly while still allowing companies to make money going forward? Is this that change?
It definitely is player friendly to make stuff more available, but yeah, like you brought up, I'm not sure if it's gonna be like actually profitable for them. Like just trying to like math it out in my head, but at the same time, it's like it would be stupid to take it away after introducing it.
Yeah.
It's a trial run.
Yeah,
we'll do one game and then we'll see what happens from there.
Nah, I don't feel like this is a one-time thing. I think this is good because remember they did this with MLB The Show. The Show became available on Xbox. Wait, what?
The Show is still available on Xbox.
Exactly. So that it wasn't like Sony hasn't done this before. They have done this before.
But arguably, that's one of their IPs that had the lowest
like development compared to other big games.
Yeah.
So it's like they're yeah. So they might deal with games that are like way less risky. Like yeah, obviously a multiplayer game that they don't develop themselves is less risky. So like it's like why not open it up? Whatever. Like they didn't develop like Helldivers 2 like Arrowhead did that. So it's like they just are a part of Sony. Well, there's a weird relationship. I forget if they're officially under the Sony umbrella or they're just partnered with them. I forget how it works, but who knows?
I think Sony has exclusive rights to that.
What other PlayStation exclusive titles do you expect to see on other consoles in the future? Maybe a Spider-Man game?
I can't see that happening only because the whole S thing.
The whole what?
The whole Series S thing. Because remember, Helldivers 2 is made off of an old engine. Like it's the same engine as Helldivers 1, which I don't know if a lot of people know that. But like Helldivers 2 is just made off of the Helldivers 1 engine. Completely different, drastically different, but
also the Spider-Man gaming license is weird because we had stuff like Web of Shadows and Shattered Dimensions on Xbox in 360. So like I don't know. I think you could probably see a Spider-Man game on Xbox in the future.
I think the only thing that would hold that back is again that weird thing where like if you develop for the X, you have to develop for the S, and that's. I think at some point Microsoft is going to drop that. That's why my theory is going to happen one day. One day they're just going to go, listen, you had all this time to upgrade to a Series X. If you ain't upgraded to a Series X by this time, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be out of luck on certain games. Certain games just not coming to it. And I think that would make more... To me, it makes more sense long-term wise. Short-term game, yeah, cool. Long-term, makes far more sense to just drop that stipulation so then it doesn't hold back anything being developed for the Series X.
It sounds well accurate.
Hard to disappoint anyone who owns just a Series S.
Now I'm going to skip over to our last topic of the night, and then we'll round it off with whatever we have filling in the second topic. But so we just talked about Sony diverting its resources over to multi-platform gaming, right? So we do have analysts that note that while Sony and Microsoft are embracing multi-platform strategy, Nintendo continues to hold firm on first-party exclusive. They maintain that console identity. Basically, Nintendo is Nintendo, and that has kind of defined its success. Historically, Nintendo's disruption strategy, like with the original Wii, focused on innovation over power, appealing to a wider audience, and building brand differentiation through exclusive experiences. Which, in my eyes and my words, my personal words, I call them gimmicks. Okay, Nintendo is a gimmicky company. They do stuff that is gimmick.
Not far off.
So
I mean,
no lies told.
I mean, when the stuff works well, it's cool, but it's like, did I really want that? Did I want to play the game that way? Not really. I was forced to play the game that way for whether it be the Wii U, whatever.
How many people actually use the Joy-Cons separately out of the Switch? I did it for like a couple games when I was just like, either handheld mode or I was using the Pro Controller.
When I use Wii Fit Adventure, that was mainly it.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense for Wii Fit Adventure. Yeah, for the most part, most people just like, who cares? But Nintendo has this weird thing of like, well, I think it's also because Nintendo has arguably the most iconic, important icons now that Sega is no longer in the hardware business anymore.
Iconic franchises and console locked. things like Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Kirby, things of that nature, because they have built 35 to 40 years of literally just iconic franchises. It makes it really difficult for Nintendo to not be able, like, people are gonna play Mario just off of nostalgia.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna buy a Nintendo just for access to Mario. Pokemon. You want to play Pokemon?
You can't get that anywhere.
You gotta play it on Nintendo.
Would I have liked Pokemon
biggest
Unite?
Game, like biggest franchise in the world.
It's a strategy that you can only pull off if you're Nintendo, because you know the value of those franchises you cannot get nowhere else. I love stuff that Sony puts out. I love stuff that Microsoft puts out. There ain't anything on both of those consoles that they could get away with. Well, in terms of comparing them to Nintendo, I don't think the strategy works as well for Sony.
But that's what I'm saying. What makes Nintendo's strategy work for Nintendo?
The franchises.
How do you compare Mario?
So how did they solidify those franchises within our brain that we're always going to buy a Nintendo console just for access to those franchises? Like, let's be real. You play Mario Kart, and Mario Kart is a great game, but how long are you playing it? How long are you playing any Nintendo game before you put it down?
Depends on the
Aside
game.
from something like Zelda.
Smash has a chokehold on.
Yes, but that has replayability. That's the whole thing. Not a lot of Nintendo games have a lot of replayability besides like Mario Kart, Pokemon.
Like Mario Kart, you can play with other people. Like you play these games with other people, but let's be real. How often are you playing? Are you playing Mario Kart every day by yourself?
No.
I haven't played Mario Kart no days because I ain't buy that damn game.
Are we playing Smash every day by ourselves?
That I can.
Good.
That you count playing online against people playing other stuff, or you mean like it's like even though the online sucks, you gotta practice somehow if you don't got nowhere to practice.
That slideshow of a multiplayer.
I haven't tested how it works with the actual Ethernet plug.
But like to me,
it still is bad, dude. We tried.
I've always felt like, because Nintendo's online systems have always been kind of lacking in comparison to the others. So it makes me wonder, like, that means that most of their games are designed to be played solo dolo.
Yeah.
But here's a weird thing, though.
How much are you playing these Nintendo games besides like a Zelda game?
But here's the thing. Here's the weird thing, though. It's like we're saying, like, they don't have a lot of replayability, right?
Monster Hunter did. How long did you play that? On Switch.
Rise?
Yes.
I played it less on Switch and way more on PC.
Why?
Better FPS, better graphics, easier to jump into multiplayer. Wait, let me see. What's my play time?
I think I put like 60 hours on Rise on Switch. I have it on PC. But
I have 186 hours on Rise on PC. Just it played better. Like it played better on PC than it did on Switch. Like, I hate to say it, even though I literally bought the Monster Hunter Switch to play it. Here's the thing about Nintendo games, right?
I literally bought a Monster Hunter Switch and a Monster Hunter Switch controller and everything Monster Hunter for the Switch that I could find, and still barely played Monster Hunter on the Switch.
The FPS wasn't it.
Didn't like how the controls felt.
Yeah. But on PC, oh my god, that thing is amazing. But here's the thing about Nintendo first party titles that they don't have a lot of replayability, but it's like the journey that you get that first time you play it is uncomparable, right? Like Donkey Kong. I started playing a little bit of it. That's a phenomenal game. Nowhere near. I'm very much in the beginning of it. But like when you're playing a Nintendo first party title, you're like, damn, I get it. Like, because not only is it an iconic franchise, it's high quality. That's the biggest thing I think it is with Nintendo. Is they have a combination of it being an iconic franchise that is also high quality, usually very well done. Even for all the stuff that we give for Zelda and talking about like, oh, low frame rate, right? Talking about how low the frame rate is on the Zelda games that were on the Switch.
Well, that's because it was low RAM.
And low RAM, yeah, exactly. Still
that was literally a game that was handcuffed by the console.
Yeah, and it was still a phenomenal game, regardless of that. Like we gritted our teeth through the low frame rates. Still played it. Still great. And I think that's how Nintendo can get away with it. I don't think Sony in the long Sony. Well, Sony, yeah. I think Microsoft had a point in time that they could have done. Like, okay, if we're talking 360 Microsoft, 360 Xbox, the original Xbox, Microsoft, yes, they could get away with that. Especially when Halo was super red hot and basically redefined the entire FPS genre. When that was out, Microsoft could do whatever they wanted, keep those games strictly Xbox only, and they could get away with it. Okay. Now, because they've released such low quality versions of those franchises that they do own, they can't get away with that.
Goji asked if any Nintendo flagship games were on other consoles, they wouldn't be better, wouldn't be as revered as they are. The exclusivity pushes them to a higher tier. But would Zelda have been better on PS4?
Yeah, but it had stronger hardware.
Yeah, like objectively perform and play better. Yeah, I think it would. But like that's the thing. Like people link that the game and that Nintendo console is something magical, and it just boosts it in people's minds for some reason. And they don't think these games can be on other platforms. I'm talking about like the super hardcore, like Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh, like, yeah. But that's what happens when you release iconic like games from iconic franchises, but they're bangers. Like you can only get away with this if your games are bangers. If your games start to end up like how the Halo franchises has ended up in terms of like, yeah, it's an iconic franchise, but they've been putting out really poor quality games of it. It diminishes that thing in the view of other gamers, where they're like, "Yo, just put it on, just put it out on multi-platform. Like, why is this even exclusive? It's not good." But if Halo was putting out like straight up 10s consistently, like a game franchise has to be consistently good to justify it in the eyes of all of us, its exclusivity to a console. Let's be real. We don't say it, but we all think it. Right? Like, if all the Nintendo franchises started dipping in quality so badly, I'm talking about Halo levels of bad. Because 4 was bad, 5 was bad, Infinite was bad. Like, Banjo-Kazooie can't be exclusive anymore because Microsoft destroyed that reputation with nuts and bolts. Am I right or wrong on that?
You're right.
Like, you ruined the quality of that franchise, so now you don't get to have it be exclusive no more. At least not in the eyes of the public. Everyone's gonna be like, that trash franchise? Who cares? Whereas Nintendo was like, yo, we're always gonna make sure you get a high quality Zelda, a high quality Metroid, a high quality solo Mario game, a high quality Donkey Kong game. You're always gonna get that from us. You may even get some surprise new franchises that are high quality coming out the gate.
So
Pokemon is in a bad position right now. On the flip side, Pokemon's in a bad position right now because we are saying that Pokemon should be multi-plat. Why are we saying that?
We're saying that it shouldn't be or should be?
we're saying a lot of us are saying, or a lot of us feel it should be multi-plat. Why? You play Pokemon. I play Pokemon.
People love Pokemon.
Not just that. Or quality Pokemon games have come out.
True. Because look at the other game that's being developed by the Pokemon company. Niantic or whatever it is, or not Niantic. Game Freak, yeah.
Don't even start that Monster Hunter like looking game, whatever. I don't remember the name. Beast of Reincarnation. That's it.
Looked amazing, no matter what.
Yeah, I got salty when that came out. I was like, "You telling me Game Freak could be making games like this the whole damn time? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what? It's like that? Like you should have never shown me this game because that gave more ammo for petty people like me that hate on Pokemon. He's like, you tell me Game Freak could do this the whole time, and Nintendo was just holding them back.
Oh,
with this goddamn franchise.
In that case, yes, I definitely think this is an order from top brass. Pump it out, get it out. Who cares? It's Pokemon. They'll buy it anyway. You don't need to innovate. Pokemon is the Call of Duty. Pokemon is Nintendo's Call of Duty. Right?
Okay. So let me ask another question. Nintendo's philosophy with innovation over competition, does that make Nintendo more resilient? So them using their innovative gameplay, like with the motion controls, the Switch being a handheld that turns into a actual TV console, the GameCube with the handle in the back of the console. Like, does this sell Nintendo stuff? Does this make them resilient to having to do multi-platform stuff? What makes them resilient?
I think Nintendo in general is moving away from, not that they're moving away from the gaming experience, because that was kind of what it was always described as, the gaming experience company for the platforms or the gimmicks or whatnot. Then I don't know if they'll do it this cycle with the Switch too. Probably whatever next Nintendo console they do, I could see them going multi-platform, because it seems like the newer people that are running Nintendo are like, hey, we need to appeal to the masses a little bit more, which is why the Switch 2 is literally just an upgrade of the Switch. They didn't do anything crazy and like, okay, you can use the Joy-Cons a mouse. Cool, that's going to work for Mario Paint and Metroid whenever that comes out. But it's like, how many other games are really going to take advantage of that? Probably not that many.
And yet, a wheelchair basketball game.
Yeah, another gimmick.
Yeah.
That
is essentially just shovelware.
Did it push the console sales at all? Maybe a little bit. It probably had a little bit of an effect, if you want me to be honest. As far as like people buying a Switch 2. But did it do a lot? No. People bought the Switch 2 because it was an improvement over the Switch 1. And they wanted the access to Nintendo games. They wanted to pay the $10 so that they could get Rob to play the same game they've been playing for the past 5 years.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Y'all really paid extra money to get 60 frames per second for Zelda. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild.
I'm just saying.
They really did ski mask. They really did ski mask and just be like, hey, yo, give me that money right now. And people legit paid them. Yo, they're the bullies of the gaming industry. They straight up just be like, yo, give me that money.
Hey,
you don't need that money.
Hey, Donkey Kong is a shit though.
That is true. Donkey Kong is a banger. I ain't gonna lie. I will say this. Donkey Kong is a system seller. If you don't have a reason to get a Switch 2 for anything else, at least get it for that.
I mean, we were supposed to have an episode just talking about Donkey Kong, but
Really?
things happen. Yeah, we were not just talking about Donkey Kong, but we were going to talk about Donkey Kong and its success and how fast it was, how fast it was selling and how well it was doing or whatever. That was our episode a couple of weeks ago that we were going to talk about it. But
Bro, if I was a kid and this came out, I'd been bugging my mom every day to get me a Switch 2 and Donkey Kong. I ain't gonna lie.
So we'll see what happens. So do we think that Nintendo's current philosophy is sustainable going forward? Or do you think they'll actually need to explore addressing multi-platform themselves sooner or later?
it's sustainable as long as they keep the quality up on those games.
Because you see, they're already allowing other multi-platform games onto their platform now.
Yeah. Once the quality of those games, their own first-party title starts diminishing, then you may see people being like, "Yo, just make this multi-platform." Like, I would see, if anything else, if they were going to do a multi-platform, Pokemon above anything else. Because Pokemon, listen, Nintendo's going to be high as long as they have Pokemon. That's what makes them the most money anyway. Makes them billions of dollars a year? Just Pokemon in general, cards, merch, whatever, collaboration, fashion items, all that stuff. I think now they've got a collab with a jewelry store where they're making exclusive Pokemon jewelry that's like hundreds of dollars or something like that. That's, I think, sold exclusively in Japan, if I remember.
I mean, they gonna get their money.
They're gonna get that Pokemon money. Let's not forget Nintendo World, the amusement parks that they have.
They got the amusement park that opened the past 2 years.
Do I think it's gonna surpass Disney? I don't know. I haven't been to it, so I can't. I haven't been to Disney or Nintendo World, so I can't say. I do want to go to both at some point before I die.
I haven't been to Disney in like 20 years, so I don't know what the hell it's like now.
You haven't been to Nintendo World yet, right?
No, they just opened within the past 2 years.
So, if you could play one Nintendo game on any other platform, what game would you choose? And why is it not Pokemon for you, Raijin?
Metroid Prime on a proper console or PC.
The proper console is wild.
I'm gonna lie, if I could play Zelda on PC, I'd be happy.
Oh no, if I could play like Metroid Prime on true like ultra wide 4K monitor on PC, that would be dope as shit. But it's never gonna happen.
Which Zelda, Hustle?
Something like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom on PC. Nice crispy graphics. Legally! Legally!
You
put that out there. You can. You just can't do it legally. But if I could legally play Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild on PC, 60 frames per second, actually more than 60 frames, nice quality graphics, all that extra shit. Yes, give me Zelda.
Give me Zelda or give me death.
Let me put my power hat on. Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't support pirating. We don't support pirating at all, by the way.
All I said was give me Zelda or give me death.
It's Nintendo. You might get death.
Right? They give you
your doorstep.
Death or jail time, or they get
about like they go be talking about like.
It's crazy that we like reparations before we got GTA 6, but you know that's neither here nor there.
Right. Whole world out here.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. Goji Senpai. I wouldn't say Pokemon is in a bad spot. I would say it's a victim of Nintendo limiting their franchises. Then he said Scarlet and Violet in 60 FPS is immaculate and pisses me off that it came out on the original Switch in the first place. Then he said they'll make things multi-platform when games stop selling on their console, and it would start one of their lesser titles. It would start with one of their lesser titles. It won't be Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, or Metroid.
But a good game, like, all right, a good game in a reputable franchise does not sell badly. A bad game in a reputable franchise sells badly. So as long as they can somewhat keep up the pace, like, all right, so the Pokemon games now they're not so bad that it's like getting 4s in review scores and below. Right?
When is the last time besides Gollum that you see something get a 4? Gollum and Donkey Kong.
That King Kong game. That King Kong game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't really see many games get 4s, and when they get 4s and 2s, they are not just mid, they're terrible. Games don't get 5s and 4s anymore. Mid games should be a 5. If your game is mid, the middle of the scale is 5.
I'm about to say,
why are we giving mid game 7s? But that's neither here nor there, because now the like 7 is supposed to be a good game, an acceptable game, right? But
I was gonna say Modern Warfare 3 got like a 4, but it got like a 6. That's still bad. Like, that's not good.
Why is the 6 supposed to be bad? That's on the higher level of the scale. It's past mid. It's mid and a half.
Mid and a half is a crazy label.
Mid and a half.
I'm just saying, it's mid and a half. It's still on the higher end of the scale. I ain't never seen a Call of Duty get a 5 or less.
Midnight.
You know, like even the least most liked Call of Duty still scored over a 5.
Did it? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, wait. Let me look this up.
I got it. We'll go on the Metacritic.
What is the worst reviewed or worst rated?
And now the new Pokemon game that's coming out, the Pokemon game that's coming out, Pokemon Zeta A, isn't even like a full world. It's a city.
Yeah. I mean, that might actually be
now
a better
if that
idea.
increases the performance, or if that makes it so that they have a better game, fine. But do you know how much Pokemon fans are saying, I really hope this doesn't suck? You know, I've played every Pokemon game except for Black and White and the little side series, and I never could finish Scarlet Violet.
Listen, I told you why I didn't get
the
it.
2023 Modern Warfare 3 is the lowest rated Call of Duty Call of Duty game.
I figured. Yeah,
and what did that score?
That got I was looking at articles and look at it.
Was it below a 5?
Modern Warfare 3. Oh God, I got like average rating per Metacritic 56.
That's above a 5.
User score, but user take it with a grain of salt. 2.3.
We don't count user scores because Metacritic means that's what reviewers are giving as a score. Users are gonna flame on things just because.
Yeah, they do review bomb for like dumb stuff. They'll be like, review bomb because they put skins in the store. It's like, all right, does that really affect the gameplay? No. But still, review bomb.
The Pokemaniac in me has to beat every game that drops. I completely understand. I just like, I played Pokemon Unite more than I've played Scarlet and Violet. I mean, then again, I actually played Pokemon Unite quite a bit. My boy still complains that I'm not playing with him now. He even actually just mentioned it to me. I'm like, the game has been out for 2 years. I've been playing it, and actually, the game's been out for what, 4 years now. I've been playing it with you for 4 years. Like,
maybe
I'm okay with letting it die, even though it's still a good game. That's, you know, it's just that
maybe this is a dumb reason to not get Scarlet and Violet. But it's once I saw the final evolution of that grass cat, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm cool.
Meowscarada's fire.
I don't like that. I don't like
Meowscarada is fire, bro.
I do not.
You know what stopped me from playing Scarlet and Violet? When I saw that windmill at a distance and it was still, and I got up close and it was actually moving, and was supposed to be moving the whole time.
Yeah, that game could not handle the Switch at all.
And like, we're talking low-level graphics that like should have been somewhat easy for the Switch to handle.
I don't think. That was terrible. That was bad.
So, do you think Nintendo could ever go multi-platform? Like, could they do it?
They'd have to be losing a ton of money. that.
Yeah, that's like a final break glass in case of emergency plan for Nintendo.
If they go multi-platform, do they start making their consoles based on power to compete with Sony and Microsoft, or do they continue to make their gimmicks and just allow their games to be in other places?
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
See, Goji, now here's where I have to. So Goji Senpai said you missed out on a good game that ran bad. Again, on the Switch 2, it gets the love it deserves. Here's my problem.
If you have to spend you have to spend $450 to actually play the game correctly.
Right. In addition to the fact that I missed out on a good game that ran bad, and I was trying to power through it, but it really just like, how long are you gonna watch Blue Lock season 2 as a animated manga before you stop watching? If Blue Lock season 3 comes out and it still looks like a manga with still pictures and only thing that moves is the mouths, do you think I'm watching it? No, I'm not gonna watch that. So dealing with Pokemon Legends Arceus or whatever, and that didn't perform as bad, but it definitely kind of got complaints over its graphical fidelity and how it ran. Scarlet and Violet was kind of just the nail in the coffin for me. I'll do it once, but if I do it twice, that's shame on me.
Yeah, honestly.
How many games like look at how much hate Cyberpunk got. Look at how much hate Monster Hunter Wilds is getting because they're good games that ran bad.
Yeah, that is true. Like y'all do be, I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all be holding games with a different standard when they run badly.
They're good games.
I'm not gonna lie. Like
they just ran bad.
The amount of shit people gave Cyberpunk.
What game did I say should have been a game of the year running, but because it ran bad, no one talked about it?
Jedi Survivor.
That game was 100%, when you take everything into account, a game of the year contender. But unfortunately, they rushed it out at launch, and it was permanently scarred for that entire year, and no one played. Well, not no one played it. No one gave it the chance to deserve because it launched like that. But that is
a Ubisoft game.
That was EA. But yeah, it's EA's fault. That's what I mean. Like, there's a difference between, in my opinion, between games that are this game's objectively good.
I'm sorry, it was EA. Sorry.
Yeah, this game's objectively good, but some other people fucked it over. Versus, hey, this game has really weird like decisions in design, in my opinion, and it runs bad. But in the terms of Pokemon, people get the pass because it's Pokemon. But I'm like, don't listen to me on Pokemon. Don't listen to me about Pokemon. I freely admit I'm a Pokemon hater, but like as Hustle said, people have different standards for different franchises, and it's y'all
didn't give
let's be honest.
A pass. You didn't give Cyberpunk a pass. What's the other game y'all didn't give a pass?
I'm sorry, what you just say, Starfield?
Yeah.
Starfield wasn't a good game that ran bad.
It was meh. But
Starfield was a mid game that ran okay.
It still had bugs in it. Still good old bug Bethesda.
What do you expect?
Yeah, it's the same engine.
That's not the same as it runs bad. Like, that's not the same. Like, Starfield still had empty planets. I gave it the best shot that I could. It was, some aspects of it were fun. Some of them were really cool. I gave it a real legitimate chance. It was a mid game that ran decent.
All I'm saying is y'all rate other games over the coals.
Over the coals, yeah.
But Pokemon can do whatever and it gets a pass.
No.
Okay.
So he Goji Senpai says, no, I definitely agree. But that's why I said when the game first dropped. But it's also why I believe Nintendo is being Nintendo and just saying drop a Pokemon game this year rather than optimizing their game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like let's drop it. They'll buy it anyway. It just makes sense.
They are autopiloting those goddamn Pokemon games at this
Shifting
point.
gears. I'm going to shift gears just a tad because, like, all right, so Microsoft because they've kind of dodged this entire conversation, Microsoft has been doing something that's kind of not necessarily revolutionary, but it is changing the face of the gaming market with Game Pass.
Oh, I'm about to say laying people off, but yeah, okay.
No, that's a whole different conversation. And we'll figure that out in the future. But all right, so basically in June, Microsoft launched their Xbox PC app, which consolidated Game Pass titles across Xbox, PC, EA Play, Riot Games, Ubisoft Plus, and more into a single filterable library, simplifying access across platforms. They aggregated their gaming library, making sure that they wanted to have everything all combined, and automatically detects and displays games installed from various PC storefronts such as Battle.net, Epic, Ubisoft. So this way it lets players launch their games that are on their computer from one central hub. And they're also expanding their Xbox ecosystem. Craig McNary, which is the Xbox senior marketing director, and Phil Spencer have both emphasized that Xbox's shift towards a multi-device, cross-platform ecosystem is just kind of, highlighting and broadening Game Pass's adaptation or adoption. So, like, a more streamlined platform makes a better browsing experience, but like having Game Pass take everything that you have on your computer and launching everything from one hub on your computer, does that actually make people uncomfortable? Because people don't like change necessarily. They always demand change, but they don't like it.
I must not have the updated Xbox app because mine is not doing what you're saying that it does.
So the Xbox, that Game Pass already had EA Play stuff in it. Yeah. They're still working on the aggregated library. So they're testing the aggregated library where it's pulling up your stuff from, like, where they see your stuff from other places like Epic and Steam, etc. So I'm not saying that that's already there, but that's something that they're testing. They've already consolidated their Microsoft library into like kind of one that unified. Because remember that console Game Pass and PC Game Pass were different.
Yeah.
There were some games that were only available on console. But that change, do you think that change is going to be something that people are comfortable with?
I can see some paranoia, because to have that level of access, you have to effectively give the Xbox app a lot of control over a lot of different apps and shit.
So they're trying to be GOG is funny.
And Microsoft's not exactly trusted when it comes to accessing.
I mean, considering that you're accessing all of this on their Windows operating system anyway. And all of your personal data is on their Windows operating system. And Windows operating systems is on majority of PCs in the world.
I mean, not to get deep, but Prism kind of strained my relationship with them.
Prism?
What's that? Operation Prism, where they were basically giving your data to the CIA behind the scenes.
You got to give.
Or was it NSA? I think it was NSA.
NSA.
Yeah, they were giving it to the NSA. It's just like, oh no, man. I don't want to give an argument. Well, you agree to these things. It's like, no, this is something no one knew about.
Yeah, but that's why I asked if this makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it will.
So now another question, and this is the big one. This is the one that I wanted to ask all night long, but we had to get through all the other stuff first. Do we think that we'll see Game Pass on other consoles?
They were toying around with that Nintendo rumor for like 3 years, not even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So probably.
Because if we see Game Pass on PlayStation, if we see Game Pass on Nintendo, I see Microsoft gaining a whole bunch of subscribers.
PlayStation has been saying for the longest that they are not doing that. They're like, nope.
And PlayStation has their own version of Game Pass. I don't think that it matches Game Pass.
I think they need to bump that up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it.
My opinion
offers the same level, but like I could see with Sony trying to do multi-platform, I could see them allowing their PlayStation Plus premium subscription on Xbox and giving people access to the older games, because that probably would be maybe more simple
If they just made it a flat fee, like a flat monthly fee, and you could access the older PlayStation library, like 4 through 1, and some Vita and PSP games, access all that for like a flat fee of like $10-15 a month, whatever. I think they'd win. I think they
yeah, at this point, they I might have to go back with my PlayStation Plus Premium because there's some games on here that were not on here before.
Did you see Virgin got lost in it for a second? He was like,
all the OG Armor Cores are on there now.
Hold up. We're talking everything from like
we got Project Phantasma. We got. Well, I don't know about the PS3, but PS1 ones. You got Master Arena, like Project Phantasma, Armor Core 1. I'm like, hold on, ignore me. I'm looking. I'm like, keep talking. I'm looking through stuff. Do some research.
I'm gonna have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment that Hustle went from this to this.
All the Armor Cores.
He said, Armor Core. Hold on. Eyes lit up and everything.
Unicorn Overlords on there. Banishers.
It's $17 a month for premium that gives you access to the whole backlog up to PS1.
Well, yeah, when like the library before wasn't like
this expensive.
It didn't like that before. Like there was some good stuff in there, but it was like, gotta come back a little bit to see what's on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if they allow, like for instance, if Sony allows Xbox Game Pass to be on the PlayStation, and then Microsoft allows PlayStation Plus, premium subscription to be on Microsoft, I think both of them see an expanded subscription model. They see more subscriptions. They make more money.
I mean, more people playing their stuff is always a good thing because it means
absolutely
they'll have more money to actually develop games. Although I think budgets for games need to go down drastically. I think they're spending way too much money on an actual budget of games. Like you don't need to be spending like close to $1 billion for a game. Like stop that. You can do a lot with less. That's a topic for another day of like overblown game budgets.
Definitely. That's just a trend that needs to die down with games, Joe, because we see what happens when you just make a good game. We had this year with probably number one contender right now for game of the year with Expedition 33.
Yeah.
You don't need these crazy budgets.
I'm gonna be honest,
Mafia of the Old Country.
Expedition 33 did it without having sick budgets.
Yeah. Mafia of the Old Country did it without having a big budget as well, too. That's a high quality game. It's not as open world, quote unquote.
That's some high quality. I'm a believer right now, and I know that this is a different tune, the tune that I was singing some years ago. Right now, I'm a firm believer in the fact that if you stop making things so open world, you can focus on the content, and thus you'll get better ratings and reviews.
Yeah,
because I think that the thing that started irritating me was the fact that everything became open world, and I start getting lost in the open world. And so instead of it increasing the playability like I thought it would, it's actually diminishing my interest in the game because I lose sight of the storyline trying to complete side quests. And then when I lose the sight of the storyline trying to complete side quests, it turns into me never finishing said game.
It's overwhelming.
And I do finish games. I did used to finish games, but that's a large reason why I stopped completing games.
And
I get bored of the fact that, now I've spent 50 hours in this game. I played it for a week and a half and realized that I'm only 3 missions in.
There aren't a lot of open world games that I think make you want to explore the world that you're in.
I did a really great job of that. And I stopped playing Spider-Man 2 right after I beat it. Like, I'm probably close to having a platinum. All I need to do is like beat up some people and do a specific task. And then
New Game Plus.
But I don't want to do New Game Plus because now I've already accomplished finishing the story. And
you don't want to unlock the new costumes?
No, I don't care. I've seen the information. So I'm one of those type of people who, like, how people can watch something over and over again. My brother used to watch certain movies over and over again, and so it caused me to not really want to do repetitive things.
What movie?
Anaconda.
Really? That was the movie?
I was about to be like, yo, is that just like our hometown thing? Because for me, that was a OG Transformers movie. Me and Hustle's boy that passed, 40-year-old virgin was that for him. Like,
yeah. Friday when we were kids.
That, like,
movie I've seen
Friday when we were kids, because we watched that shit religiously.
You know what movie I've seen multiple times?
What?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's just
but I have to have at least a year in between watching it once and watching it a second time.
Okay.
I can't stand to rewatch things over and over again. Like, usually when I rewatch anime, it'll be a few years in between. I'll be like, you know what? Let me refresh myself on the story or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or like if there's a season 2 coming and I need to kind of revitalize myself on the information, I'll do things like that. But most of the time, once it's here, it's here. And I don't want to be like remembering lines for anything. Like, I try to forcibly not cause myself to remember certain things, like, because I think that I feel like it takes away from some of the experience for me. Like, I don't want to be the person sitting there reciting every line to a movie like I knew the script.
I mean, you hate me because I could damn near recite Friday front to back almost.
I just don't want to do it. Like, and no matter how good it is, I just won't do it. Like, I won't go to the movies and see something twice.
Really?
Depends on the movie.
It depends on the movie.
I won't. It's just that's a character trait for me.
Like Superman, I want to see a second time still.
I'll watch it once and that's it.
That was a great movie. Oh my god.
You know, like, I think I might have seen Endgame twice. And the second time was because it came on TV, and it was a while after I seen it in theaters.
You don't want to know how many times I've watched Black Panther and Infinity War. It's a lot. I've rewatched those movies.
I think two times.
I think I've watched Black Panther at least over 10 times.
I think Winter Soldier is my most
that repetition doesn't do it for me. Like, I really can't stand it. That's so. Obviously, I'm not really going to repeat my games, especially after I've put all the effort into making sure that I beat it. I've gotten that completion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go through it and get the same experience. If I'm going through it and I'm going to go down a different storyline, or I'm going to or things are going to be, if things branch off in different directions and I get different interactions, sure, fine. I might, like Baldur's Gate. I would consider playing Baldur's Gate multiple times, but I'm not going to.
That's because there's multiple, like, no playthrough of Baldur's Gate is the same.
Exactly.
Not like
every playthrough of Spider-Man.
And then you add in other people playing with you while you're playing the game, and now there's an endless realm of possibilities of how the game could actually end,
and how the game goes in general.
And how the game goes.
And so that's why
that has endless replayability.
And that is why I would play Baldur's Gate multiple times, but I would not play most other games multiple times. Baldur's Gate kind of turns itself into a living and an adaptable world.
I've got at least 3 playthroughs of Cyberpunk, because you can do multiple different endings in different ways in that too. There's at least like 9 endings.
For me, Cyberpunk is the same quest.
There's different ways you can approach those quests too, especially once you get to like
they change different outcomes and things.
Also, once you get to Phantom Liberty, the Phantom Liberty DLC, now your choices actually have like major consequences for how the world and the story goes. Like if you choose, and they're not even like, it's not even like and the thing I think I like about Phantom Liberty is that the choices aren't so much, hey, this is better than the other one. They're very morally great choices in which you're just, I literally sat there for like a good solid 20 minutes trying to debate which choice to take. There aren't a lot of games that do that.
I think the last game that made me like actually struggle with sit there with a choice for a minute was Expedition 33 has different endings that you choose. And I was sitting there like, ooh, after playing that whole game, and I was like, oh, I gotta think on this one for a minute.
See, not a Barbie. I can't do it. I do not enjoy quoting movies. Like, sure, like I I might say a quote here and there, but that's just something that's not from seeing it over and over. I can't do it. It's not me. Again, these are just personality quirks of mine. Like, these are my own personal personality. I don't like repetitive information coming at me over and over and over and over again, because it's like forcing me to commit something to memory, and I don't want to.
That's weird, because I like having repetitive information coming towards me. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Again, I still need to get diagnosed to make sure I don't have certain things, because it makes more sense to me now that I think about it.
I mean, I probably have those same things, just in the opposite direction, if you want me to be honest.
It's a spectrum.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not on the vacuum, it's a spectrum.
So anyway, with that being said, if you could have Game Pass on your PlayStation, would you use it there? Would you use Game Pass somewhere else? Do you think that would give you the most bang for your buck when it came to things like Game Pass?
Yeah, probably. Like, now, will I get through all the games on there? Probably not. But it's nice to have the option.
Yeah.
Would that change how you spend your money on your games?
If I knew for sure that new releases I wanted to play would be on whatever Game Pass, PlayStation Plus Premium there, I probably wouldn't buy full price games that often, except for ones that like I really, really want, or collector's editions. Obviously, like we've talked about in the past. But it's like, but this is like, knock on wood, if all these magical services stayed morally true and didn't screw over the consumer, then yeah, I would go that route.
Yeah, but, like if I didn't know Expedition 33 wasn't coming out on Game Pass, I still would have bought it.
Yeah, I was ready to just buy it.
I'd have bought it too.
Yeah, I was ready to just buy the game, and then it's on Game Pass. I was like, oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, I definitely discovered it was on Game
Pass. Yeah, I told you it was on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Goji Senpai said if Game Pass goes multi-platform, the price will double.
It's still kind of
worth it. That's a lot of value you get.
I kind of agree.
It's still worth it. So what is it? Is it 16, 17 a month?
It makes it more worth it.
I'm paying $10 a month.
Accessible on other consoles to me. But like, it also means that you'll get more use out of it.
I beat and played Doom: The Dark Ages when it came out. Didn't have to pay $70 for it.
Yeah, same thing. I beat Doom: The Dark Ages this year. I played Expedition 33 this year. I just beat Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers 2 weekends ago in the weekend. So because of Game Pass, I forgot it was coming out. I wasn't on top of my Souls-like games coming out. But
Black Myth Wukong, I believe, is on Game Pass, isn't it?
No.
It's not.
Nope. It probably will.
It's only on Steam or Epic Store, whatever you want to buy it on. But I bought that on Steam.
Either way,
right now,
But there are certain games I was looking forward to that game for like years. I was following the development of that game like so much that I was gonna buy that even if it was on Game Pass. I think like there are specific games that like I feel like I need to have like whenever Mega Man Collection comes out again, because I think the Mega Man collections have fluctuated on Game Pass over the years, but I still have them all. Like, it's like I'm gonna want it, make sure I just have it, just on the off chance it goes away.
I mean,
what's the most you're willing to pay for Game Pass? That's a question from Goji. So my answer, depending upon where I can use it, what games are available, and what value I'm getting out of it, because it's already at $20 a month for Game Pass Ultimate. So you're looking at $30 to $35 tops.
I think 30 is where I might cut off for that is. I don't want that to become like a secondary bill.
Correct.
I think I pay like $35 a month.
$40 a month is literally pushing the limit. And that's only if I'm able to use Game Pass anywhere.
Listen, I'm gonna be real. I have Visible, so I think I pay like.
It's like $35 a month for Visible.
Yeah, like $35 a month. If something ends up becoming more than that, nah.
I mean, 40 is the absolute limit.
Now you passing my phone bill.
Like I said, 40 is the literal limit. That's just my look. Because 35 is a limit. You gotta remember, 40 is a comfort number.
Yeah,
once
right now Game Pass Ultimate is
$39.99, it turns into, oh my God, this is so expensive. Now, if I'm utilizing Game Pass to the point where I'm playing 2 and 3 games a month and I'm saving $120 every month because it has the newest, latest, and greatest releases, not even 120, 140 now. Remember, games are $70 plus tax. So if instead of me paying $140 a month on 2 games, I'm paying $40 a month, I'm saving $100 every month. You got to look at the value perspective of it. Like, is Game Pass going to keep you entertained? Are they putting out the things that you want to play? Are you able to get the usage out of them that you want to get out of them? You know what I'm saying? So that comes down to kind of a lifestyle and commitment thing. Like, if Game Pass doesn't have titles that are worth it, it's not worth $40 a month. If it's not worth $40 a month, then yes, it's too much. But if it becomes worth $40 a month, then sure. 12 on Xbox, 20 on PC, 30 for both, and Switch 2, 40 for all of that, and PlayStation. I mean, technically, that's how it is right now. It's 20 on PC because you got to have Game Pass Ultimate, and it's 12 on Xbox by itself because they eliminated Xbox Live and they turned it into like a Game Pass subscription type thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's news.
No. I don't think I'm paying 20.
So anyway, I want to take this time to kind of wrap things up a little bit. I'll leave you guys with a question. I'll leave you guys with Goji's question. How much is too much for a software like Game Pass? You know, is this something that you could see and would pay for it to be on multiple platforms? Is that going to change the gaming industry? If you have comments, just make sure to comment, pop it on there. Let us know what you think. You could also hop in our Discord. As you know, if you are in our Discord, if anybody ever wants to bring up conversation, we will happily engage. Either way, at this time, I want to kind of wrap it up a little bit, and let everybody know that, again, we appreciate you coming, spending your time with us. We've had fun, and we hope that you'll join us next time. Like I said, we are going to work on talking about something that's a little bit more of a heavy topic, but it's definitely something that needs to be addressed, especially for parents with kids who have, mobile games and games like Roblox. So anyway, at this time, we hope that you're safe and you have a good week. And for now, we're going to check out. So as always, I'll leave you guys with the line of, if there's anything that you ever want to do, all you got to do is press the start button. Good night.
Thanks for watching us.
Peace. We back.